All right, guys, welcome back to Relegation Battle. It has been quite a while since you've obviously done an episode. What's going to happen with what we're doing? Oh, and Cameroon have just made it 3-1 as I'm watching the back. It is 3-1 Cameroon now. So strong performance from them in AFCON and Boubacar scoring again. But yeah, we're back now. Hopefully, be a bit more consistent, but we'll see. We've got other things going on with union work. So let's see what we can do. Ty, I'm coming straight to you.
Yep.
We'll start with AFCON before we go to Chelsea. Obviously, you'll be supporting Nigeria.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys will win it?
Of course we're going to win it. Pocketed the best player in the world, so there's absolutely no reason why we can't win it. So I think the only other team I fear is probably Algeria, but other than that, yeah, we can definitely win it.
Yeah. Well, Jack has disappeared somewhere, but yeah, I've been trying to keep up with AFCON as much as possible. This Cameroon Ethiopia game is probably the best one I've seen so far. But yeah, I mean, Nigeria probably one of the better teams I've seen. Them and I would say Ivory Coast. I think the best two teams that are, in terms of how they've actually performed. Obviously, Senegal is always going to be a dangerous team. They got a surprisingly good midfield, and then obviously got Sadio Mane up top. So you never know. But I think the unfortunate highlight of AFCON so far has been yesterday's refereeing performance in Tunisia against
Yeah, I heard
Mali.
about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure you guys saw it, but the ref blew for full time in the 85th minute and then blew again in the 89th minute. I don't know how you do that twice in one game. And then when they call the players back out to restart the game, play last 3 or 4 minutes, Tunisia just like, no, we're just going to accept what's happened. And Mali got the win in the end. Probably a deserved win, but I think it's overshadowed it a little bit. But that's what you get with AFCON, I guess. It's a very exciting tournament. I'll give it that. But let's go to the EFL then, or EFL Cup even. Tied Chelsea are into the final of the EFL Cup. 3-0 aggregate win over Spurs. Yes, this performance is probably not as convincing as the first leg, but the job is done.
Yeah, I think I had a feeling the job was done last week, so I didn't actually expect us to go and smash them at obviously their stadium, because obviously we've got big games coming up, so maybe we just wanted to preserve our energy. But I think yesterday Spurs, they did play well, but we're just better, so we were just able to handle it. And yeah, obviously, in my opinion, I think we should just be playing Arsenal, because what's going on at Liverpool's that's just stupid. But yeah, hopefully we can win it. I was reading something yesterday, and it was said that Tuchel's been in the final of every knockout competition he's been in since he's obviously joined Chelsea, which, I think when you see stuff like that, you just have to give the guy what he wants. And we need to hurry up and sign wing backs. Otherwise, just any sort of goals we have this season, they're going to come to an end really quick, because the players that we have there at the moment, they're not going to be able to play 2, even sometimes 3 games a week.
I think the Tuchel thing, I think is since you're Chelsea and maybe his last season at PSG as well, that he reached every cup final. But since you guys have got your fullback injuries with Chilwell and Reece James, it's been a bit more fluid formation from defending to attacking. We've seen either on the wing backs, whether it's Ziyech on the right or Hudson on the left, sort of start off a bit more defensively, then you eventually go to a back 4 and almost have 2 strikers along with 2 wingers. Do you prefer this sort of attacking method, or just more usual natural fullbacks bombing on?
I think obviously certain games suit certain styles, obviously. So I think when we played against Spurs, I think the back 4 suited us, because obviously Conte plays with his back 5 and he has everyone sitting, and he literally has 2 CDMs as well. So I think you are going to have to use an extra attacker in there. But I think if we were playing against maybe a tougher team, so I think when we play City on the weekend, I think we'll go back to a back 3. So I think it's just certain games that we'll use it, but it's just, at least it shows that we can actually play with a back four, unlike under Lampard. I think it was just the way he used to set up the team, really. Where Tuchel, he can probably set up a team better, so we look a bit more solid.
Jack, you are one of the, how do I say? I wouldn't say haters, but you've been critical of Rudiger before when he's in the back four, but he's been performing fairly well recently. And, would you say Chelsea the favourites now to win the cup?
No, because I still like Liverpool, This, I'm pretty sure the final's not to the end of February.
Yeah.
By then, I'm sure that, in a couple of weeks, they're going to have Salah and Mane back anyway. So definitely by that, they're going to have all their players fit, Chelsea are looking strong. They always look strong, so they are quite favourite. But I don't know, but maybe over a one-off game, you could say Chelsea with Tuchel's tactics and stuff like that. But I still think they'll be not underdogs, but Liverpool will be slightly favourites if they go through. You never know. Arsenal could do a miracle and somehow get through. But let's just say Liverpool get through. I would put Liverpool as favourites. However, if Arsenal got through, you put Chelsea as favourites.
Yeah.
I do not want to play Arsenal in another final.
It's different. It's not FA Cup anymore. Well, if it's FA Cup, yeah, we're favourites, but this EFL is a different one.
It's always something.
Yeah, well, our first leg is tonight. Obviously, it was meant to be played at Emirates last week. It got postponed. It seems very dodgy the way it's all happened. I think it was 12 false positives. All happened very quickly. I think in the end, only Trent was the actual real positive, and he's back for them anyway for tonight. It all happened very quickly from when they played their last game to when the training grounds shut down. But I don't think we really complained that it would, they still don't have Salah, Mane. They're still going to probably play a weaker team anyway. I believe we don't have Odegaard or Smith are available tonight. Tomiyasu is out as well. So I have no idea how we're going to line up. And it's a bit worrying because our last performance against Nottingham Forest is probably one of our worst performances in a few months. Nothing went our way. Nothing worked for us in that game, really. I think Nketiah had one good chance, which no idea how he missed. I can't lie, I have no idea why we're trying to keep the guy, if I'm being completely honest with you. I don't know what he brings.
Because it's not like he wants to leave and he's showing it on the pitch. He still works. It's not like he wants to leave, but he's still doing fantastically on the pitch. You're trying everything to do. He doesn't really want to stay, and he's offering nothing on the pitch. Every time you bring one in the Premier League, he does nothing. But Arteta seems so strongly about it and just wants him to stay, even though he doesn't want to, and giving opportunities that's going to bite you in the bum.
Yeah, I feel like Nketiah could be one of those players when he's around 28, 29 that can, get you maybe 15 goals in the league. But right now, he's not offering enough for, for all this new contract, talk. I think he can't really affect the game on his own, if that makes sense. He needs sort of all the build-up done for him, so he just needs a final touch. And even then, sometimes, he's not delivering on that. He's done well in the Carabao Cup. To be fair, scored a hat-trick in Sunderland in the last round, but we don't need that. We need that against the Championship teams minimum and the Premier League team, not against League One Sunderland. I don't see what he's bringing to the team. I don't see what he has that almost Balogun doesn't. I think Balogun's a more promising talent. He's better on the ball. He's more sort of creative with it as well. Like you said, it doesn't look like he wants to sign anyway. So why don't we just sell him now for whatever fee, whether it's 5-10 million rather than another free transfer in the summer? I just don't see the point of it. But on the other hand, it is promising for once that we are looking for the right positions in the market. Obviously, the striker position. I don't think Aubameyang is going to leave, but his future is still undecided at the club, I think. And like I said, I think there are reports we offered him a 2-year deal, but I don't see why.
3, doesn't he?
I'm not sure, but I don't see why he'd stay because I'm sure he's he and his agent are smart enough to know that Arsenal are looking for a striker, and he's at the stage where he wants to be the main guy at the club right now. So it just wouldn't make sense for him to stay. And the three sort of strikers we reportedly linked with are Vlahovic, Calvert-Lewin, and Isak, which I couldn't be more than happy with, to be honest with you, because all three of them offer something that we need. Vlahovic, very good at sort of coming a bit deeper, playing the ball out wide, and then getting the box to finish it. Calvert-Lewin's aerial ability is something that we've missed for a while now, because although the other two are quite tall as well, Calvert-Lewin has a crazy jump on him. Then Isak is I think, very underrated dribbler of the ball. He can sort of get the ball deep, dribble himself, and then take the shot as well. So all three offer something that we sort of need. If we get either one of them, those three, I'll be very, very happy. But I think we need a few sales before we do that, just to make sure everything is, sort of sorted out. I don't know about you guys, but how likely do you think it is that one of those three are signed in the January window, to help us sort of push for that top 4 spot?
I wouldn't say January. I'd say if you get top 4, then I think I don't think you'll go for Calvert-Lewin. If you get top 4, I think you'll go for one of the other two. I think they're both.
Yeah, I think your striker position is Summer. I know names are coming out now and maybe talked with a few of their agents or representatives, but I think they're all about summer moves. I can't see Vlahovic, especially him, being let go. Benitez is under real pressure at Everton. I can't see him letting his main striker go.
Yeah.
Isaac, I don't know. Maybe that could be, but I don't know that situation. But from what I'm reading as well, obviously I don't really know. I don't read too much into Arsenal specific journalists, but what I'm reading about other journalists is that it's mainly a summer. The target is your striker, and you're looking at midfielders right now.
Yeah, I think we're trying to loan in Arthur Melo from Juve.
Yeah.
Just because, right now, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, both was injured. I think Xhaka might have returned from COVID for tonight. Not sure, but then Partey's obviously potentially out for the month. Then, you're left with sort of... and Nenny, I think, might be on the move as well. I think he might be trying to get more game time. But if not, sort of him and Lokonga left with Maitland-Niles was off to gone to Rome already.
Exactly.
So
it's not enough.
Yeah, we need a lot more depth in there. Even if we aren't in the FA Cup anymore, the Premier League games, with the amount postponed and with other FA Cup games going on, there's going to be quite a few, I think, double game weeks. So, we got to be ready for that. Oh, he has dropped 2 defenders and he has made a 4-1 to Cameroon. But Toko can be.
Who's that, Eto?
No, Toko can be. I think Eto's on the bench tonight. But yeah, it is disappointing that although you want your players to be rested, I think the Wolves postponement and the Liverpool one has sort of killed our momentum a bit, because the Christmas period was a pretty good period for us, put 5 past Sunderland, 4 past Norwich, we were getting 3 points that we needed and putting pressure on United, Spurs for that top 4 spot. But then the Wolves game got cancelled, a home game. I think we probably could have picked up 3 points there. The City game, although we lost, was a pretty good performance from us for the most part. Normally get battered by them, but this time we actually didn't. So, there are still promising signs. So, I think a lot of people would have been a bit more confident going to Liverpool at home in the semi-final. But then that got cancelled, and now we've lost to Nottingham Forest and sort of lost everything we gained in December. But, if we lose Liverpool tonight, I think it could go wrong in January, especially with Spurs on the weekend as well. I think that's a must-win if you want top 4. Purely because the amount of games in hand they got on us. I think if we can get 3 points in them, that'll be massive for us. But Jack, let's come to United now. Got the win on the week on Monday against Villa, but probably not in the way you wanted. Things still aren't going, swimmingly at United. Not everything's been fixed yet as expected. But talk to me about this 4-2-2 formation. What are your thoughts on it?
You know what? I don't think it's the formation. I think it's the players cannot play the formation. If we're watching a game, yeah, we're looking at our two strikers. They run, but there's no point being a striker in this team if you can't create. We play in. Obviously, I do want Sancho to play, but when we play Rashford and Greenwood, I don't know if you watched the Villa game. All they did cut in and shoot. They're natural goal scorers. They might not. Greenwood's a striker, but Rashford's not a striker, but he's a forward. All he wants to do is score goals. And when you've got them two as your wide creators, or whatever you want to call it, your wingers in the 4-2-2, or your wide creators, yeah, you need them to create chances, not just turn in and shoot.
Yeah.
So I think we would have, because you see, I think Mason Greenwood's an incredible talent, but that's where sometimes, I want him to, because he's got such a good shot, I do want him to cut in and shoot. But every time he gets the ball, that's something he needs to learn. When's the right time? So having both of them just stops our attacks, we get a breakaway, he cuts in, shoots, goes over, or someone cuts in and shoots someone. So if we actually had the players to play in those positions, that would keep the ball, because our strikers, we both know, you say what you want, we both know Ronaldo and Cavani are excellent finishers. They're excellent poachers. But we're not creating the chances. We're not hitting our first time crosses when we should. We're taking extra touch, passing it backwards. So, and especially from our midfield, it's happened from the last 2 years, and it's a big blame on Ollie for not focus on this in the summer. But our midfield just can't create. We're playing McTominay and Fred. They offer some sort of defensive defensive help, but going forward, they can't fucking pass a parcel. They can't, a 5-yard pass, they couldn't do it. It's like they're professional footballers, and it's so annoying to watch because
Pogba's still injured.
Yeah, he'll be back apparently mid of Feb.
Maybe,
so, but regardless, we don't even know where Ralf sees him. We probably sees him as a fucking attacker and one of the number 10s. So we'll still probably play Fred and McTominay, and it's just annoying because, we've actually been, although we've still been not playing well, our expected goals against us has been less since Ralf come in. So he has improved the defence. Yeah, we're still not getting control of the games. They're having shots, but the shots are just, some shots they're making fantastic saves, but some shots are just pot shots, so they don't have high. So we are in that sense, but attacking wise, we're just not clicking. So I do think that, yeah, it could be improved. And I think for the Villa game, especially the first half, we played with a more 4-2-3-1, and we did see a bit more control in the first half. Second half, we got dominated, but first half, I thought we saw a bit more control. So the 4-2-2, it does have its weaknesses, but I do think a lot of it isn't helped with the quality of players.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting one because you're going to get a new manager in the summer. So it is up to sort of Ralf to think, is he going to sort of, I don't want to commit to Arteta, but Arteta play that 2 at the back or 5 at the back really. And that sort of half season he was in charge just to make sure they got through the season. Does Ralf do that now, or does he just sort of try and prepare you guys for the next season, see what players can play in which sort of system, just to know which ones to sell or where to buy? So I think it is a tough decision for him to make. I don't think we'll see a lot of these players play for United next season. I'll be surprised if we did. Because you guys got a lot of players just sort of, I feel like, don't need to be there. They don't really offer, they offer depth, but they're not even really giving the minutes to show it. I think Dean Henderson, I don't think he really needs to stay. I think he has sort of refound his sort of quality anyway.
He's got on loan.
Yeah. Lingard, I think it was a bold move for him to sort of stay at United in the summer and sort of fight for his place. But
he should have gone in the summer. He should have gone in January, but I don't see it. So he'll probably end up signing a new contract.
I don't Donny get a chance, man. None of your midfielders are doing anything.
Exactly.
At least give him a chance to prove himself.
So I think he'll be gone in the summer. Like you said, Lingard Pogba will probably be gone in the summer. Henderson will probably be gone somewhere in the summer, if not in January.
Martial will be gone.
Obayi, Martial will be gone. Mata might be gone. Matic might be gone.
Juan
Martial
Matis at the
injured,
club.
he's just not playing.
Who?
I respect Mata, man.
Yeah,
Martial,
No
is he
way.
still? Is he still?
yeah.
injured
Martial's
or
still
is he
there,
back?
but no, Martial's fit. He's just not playing because he wants to leave.
Oh yeah.
He's in training, like he's fine. He just thinks it's the right time to go, and that's fair enough. Yeah, his performances wasn't great there, so I do think he's still a very good player. Performances weren't great. He's been there 6 years. You know, he feels like it's time to go. That's fair enough. And I actually respect Ralf for saying that he wants to leave. That's why I'm not playing him.
You got the World Cup coming up as well, so you want to get as
So,
much game
yeah,
time as possible.
exactly. So I do get that, and obviously we're nearly halfway in this January, and there's not been that much talk with Martial. So I wouldn't be surprised if he stays after January, and maybe you might have to use him. But he's definitely gone in the summer. That we're looking at 8-9 players that potentially get rid of. 3 of them could be free on free transfers. Two, Pogba and Lingard. So it'll be interesting to see how much work we do in this January transfer. I mean, we're linked to a midfielder, but will we get one? I don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a tough end of the season. I mean, still got I want to say Champions League.
Yeah,
Champions League. I was thinking it was Europa League, Champions League. I can't lie, but still got Champions League, so a long time to go before that. Anyway, speaking of January window, Newcastle have been getting their first few signings in. Trippier signed for them. Still couldn't save them from defeat against Cambridge United somehow. I think Chris Wood, I believe, was announced this morning. And Newcastle Twitter put Newcastle have Wood, something like that. So interesting wording from them. But I think Woods, it's probably another signing a lot of people would have thought of. 25 mil as well. But I can see why they've gone for it. It takes a striker away from their rivals in Burnley, who are also around that relegation area. And if they do go down, Wood is probably one of the players who are more likely to stay as well. So it's not someone that you go replace afterwards. So I think
whether you think he's good or not, he does score goals if you give him the delivery. He's very good in the air, and he's a handful. So whether he's looking, whether Eddie Howe's looking at that with playing wing backs, deliveries in the box, him, Callum Wilson, he's not always quick, good in the decent in the air, so might be looking at something like that. So although he might not be the greatest name, he can score goals if you give him the right delivery.
Yeah, and I think probably expect 2 or 3 more signings from them this window just to make sure they try and stay up. Then just other news in general, La Liga or the Serie A, those still starting up again. I believe this weekend, maybe next weekend for La Liga because they're Super Cup. Real Madrid did beat Barcelona yesterday, 3-2 after extra time. It was a pretty good game. I think it's more a sign for the future of Vinicius Junior versus Ansu Fati. I think those two really hold the key for Barcelona's future. Vinicius is his end product this season has been unbelievable. That link up with Benzema has been great. And I think I'll give credit to Benzema as well. I think his forms helped both Vinicius and Rodrigo on their right really give them a lot more confidence as well. When you play with a striker like that, the form he's on is only going to help them. I think Valverde, I think Real Madrid in general, just the youngsters are a step ahead of Barcelona's because, Valverde, he's got a few more seasons under his belt now compared to, say, Pedri and Gavi. Vinicius, he's been around a season or 2 longer than Ansu Fati.
Down to coaching as well, isn't it? Like Zidane and Ancelotti. So
exactly, the defenders, Ferland Mendy, he's not a world beater yet, but he is improving season by season. Eder Militao, they've got so much more experience now compared to sort of Ronald Araujo and like Mingueza at Barca. So I think Madrid will be a bit better for maybe 2-3 more seasons, and then when all these players have that sort of game time on their belt, have that experience, I think we'll be in for sort of what we saw, not exactly what we saw with Ronaldo versus Messi, but games closer to that than the slower games we're seeing now. But I think that's just a process they have to go through. Alexis Sanchez scored a 121st minute winner last night as well in the Italian Super Cup against Juventus. Juve are struggling right now. I think they got a good win against Roma, a good comeback win against Roma, to be fair. Beat them 4-3 after being 3-1 down. Mourinho once again criticizing one of his teams for sort of lack of character. It's starting to become a bit repetitive with that excuse, but that's just Mourinho, I guess. Bayern doing it, the restart they wanted. They lost to, I want to say Mönchengladbach, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It might have been Wolfsburg, but they lost their first game back in Bundesliga, not the start they wanted. But then Premier League this weekend, we got City versus Chelsea type. What are you thinking for that?
I'm not confident, just because it's City and they're on another level at the moment. But obviously, Arsenal gave them a good game, so I think we can as well. But yeah, I wouldn't play Lukaku. I think we need to go back to doing what we done last year, which was Havertz, because Havertz is a false nine, because that caused them problems last year. So hopefully we do that. But yeah, I'm not confident. I mean, if we have any hopes of a title race, which obviously I don't, but if the team does, then we need to win. But I don't think we will.
Jack,
If you want to win, you don't play Lukaku.
What was that?
If you want to win, you don't play Lukaku. He's actually terrible.
He's not terrible. No, he's not terrible.
He's actually terrible.
He's not terrible.
He is. When he comes up against good defenders, he's actually terrible.
Well, I guess we'll see Saturday. I'll pass you things so you can stop the shine, but we'll see. Jack, it's going to be a big weekend for United. You play Villa again. Villa will be a bit more confident after that performance, but if you want to push on for that top four, I think this is the weekend to put a bit more pressure on the teams around you, knowing that Spurs or Arsenal, possibly both, could be dropping points.
They're not getting top four.
You never know. Let's see. They've got two games in hand on West Ham, and they're 6 points behind. Obviously, they still have to win those games, but the opportunity is there. And I think, both Arsenal, Spurs, and West Ham won't be consistently winning games week in, week out, like the top three would be. I think at least one of those four teams, maybe two, will be dropping points 1 week or another. So I think there's still a lot to play for in that. It's just there's games in hand, I think, for both United and Spurs, just winning them, making sure the pressure is put on Arsenal and West Ham. West Ham won their game last night. So, against, I want to say, Norwich 2-0. So, that's them into top four right now, and pressure's on the other three now to sort of, keep up with them. So I think the race for top four is going to be interesting. And yeah, so EFL Cup tonight, hopefully Arsenal has a job in that. And that, I think, that is all for this week, unless you guys have anything.
Okay, I think of that.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Have a nice